Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pop Culture Minefield. That is Keith.
And that is Gerry.
And we are here to talk about nerd stuff because we're nerds. Yeah. It's what we do. If you didn't know that, that's all nerds do. Talking nerd stuff. We don't procreate, we don't eat, we don't drink. Just nerd stuff. And, before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, which is going to be a quick one, we're trying to cut our time down. And the first thing we want to mention is, of course, the Batman reveal with Robert Pattinson.
Yes. Video released on Vimeo. And I got to say, the suit is very much in keeping with a kind of a year one vibe. You can definitely tell that it looks like it's been cobbled together. And that mask definitely is different. The cowl is definitely different than all the other cowls that have been used on film up to this point. It looks like it's made completely of leather, which is, on the one hand, it's all right. On the other hand, completely impractical when it comes to the whole fighting thing. But it does allow him the ability to be able to turn his head. I mean, he can look around and see things and that's great. But I'm still wait and see, I want to see first of all how much bigger they're going to allow him to get, because that's test footage, and I'm assuming that was from prior
before he started beefing up.
Yeah,
he still got the pencil neck.
He has to be gaining weight. I mean, seriously, you cannot tell me that given how much money they have, the kind of production. I mean, this is a professional production. Yeah. They can't find anybody to put any weight on this dude. I mean, at the very least, they should just go ahead and hire who Ben Affleck trained with.
Well, going all the way back to Christopher Reeve. I mean, God, he was a pencil neck, scrawny guy. And Dave Prowse, Darth Vader fame, got a hold of him, worked him out. Of course, it's been said that some of his weight was from steroids. But I do believe in the long run that he didn't do steroids the whole time. I think maybe just to beef up initially. But he was a serious weightlifter and worked out really heavily. And
again, it's been a couple decades. You can't tell me in all that time that just working out with the right people, with the knowledge that we've gained up to this point, that you can't get a guy that has money, or at least access to enough money, to be able to do everything necessary to at least gain some proper weight. Yeah. I mean, you can't. I mean,
he has to beef up some. And now I'm going to make my comment about the cowl, and then let's move on. Which is, I dislike the cheeks. The cheeks are too sunken in, so it gives him a moon-shaped face, a crescent, convex shape to his face, and it looks really odd because his chin sticks out and his head sticks out, and then the center part of the face is curved inward, and that is not a good Batman shape.
And it makes it easy to target that part of his body. Everybody had the same thought, I think. The moment you saw him in that video and you walk out, his face sticks out to the point where that's a target. I mean, he's got the whole bat thing on his chest, but you'd be more tempted to shoot him in the face.
Aim for the white area of the body, the face. That's why, they said in the comic books, if you remember, the yellow was to draw the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that back in, what was it, the 80s? That came out, and I was like, yay, that was good. That was way before Batman. The movie. Yeah. So now let's move on to the scoop by Mr. Mikey Sutton, who we of course subscribe to, and I talked to him today, and hopefully we're going to be getting some more on this. But you want to go over it?
Sure, let's go.
All right, we got. I'll go ahead and read what he posted today, which is secret scoop revealed. Now that Hollywood Reporter is saying that some see this movie as a prelude to a larger role for Feige within the Lucasfilm, end quote, it's time for me to finally unveil this private post from way back June 11th of 2018, over a year before THR. I couldn't let this see the light of day back then. And can you imagine the public backlash at how crazy this would have sounded? Now, THR is hinting at hearing the same talk I did in 2018, and they're doing it today. So he also continues to say, I almost didn't post this secretly either. I waited until I had 3 people on the inside confirm it to me. Claude David, Valero Ambion, myself, and a few others have never stopped talking about it, wondering when should I ever post it for all to see. I posted this over a year ago before THR, so if you're still worried about Spidey and my take on the situation, hopefully this will calm the waters more. Sensitive info redacted, sorry. Your fly on the ointment, Mikey Sutton. And of course, Mikey knows his stuff. So we've got, let's see, an image or capture of his earlier post, and he's redacted it by just whiting a bunch of stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
I sent it to you, so you know what we're talking about. And he wrote, this is June 11th of 2018. Biggest bomb ever. I am shell-shocked. The deeper you get, the deeper the pain. I've been whispered to by numerous sources that if the next Star Wars film fails to meet Disney's projections, Kevin Feige will take over as the head of Lucasfilm. Marvel Studios...
Now, whoa. Let me stop you there for a moment. Let's just connect up for a moment and also set this. When he wrote this, now this was a year ago, right? Over a year ago. Okay. This is 2018 or 2017?
This is June 11th, 2018.
Okay. So this is right around the time that a lot of the work behind the scenes is going on, and probably getting the start of filming, or at least pre-production, for the last Star Wars movie, which is The Rise of Skywalker, or I should say, because this is probably just before or just after Carrie Fisher dies, so they're still working on things. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, this tracks with a lot of what is available as far as the information that has now come out since then about a lot of the stuff that was going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. So go on, Gerry.
Well, I mean, there's really not much more to add to that. It's just the other stuff is incidental, and it talks about Kathleen Kennedy. But the fact is the big news there is that Feige is being sought to replace her if the next Star Wars film fails, and of course it did. And so, suffice to say, rumors are already all over the place this week that she's likely to be retiring early. And we could see Kevin Feige stepping into that role, which, you and I've talked about over the last year, since we started early last year with the show. And so I'm pretty stoked about this. I think Feige is, I mean, look, everybody in Hollywood is kind of woke. There's like no really getting away from it with some of these people, but he has, I consider, a really good balance to his wokeness. And because I think he understands fans, and you've got to please the fans. So it's, majority, because we all know that the people who pay for everything are those fans. People can hate on them all they want to. They're trolls. They're the ones that are paying. And you don't have the right to tell them to watch your movies and shut up. You don't. I mean, you can try, but all you're going to do is drive the business away. And that's what we're seeing time and time again with all these films. I mean,
Yeah,
I
with the
watched
Star Wars films, with Star Trek, and a few others.
well the new one with
Yeah.
Harley Quinn. You know, and
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed the film. It was dumb, just really dumb. I mean, there's so much stupid stuff in it. You have to take your brain out and leave it at the door, to enjoy it. But I still enjoy it because I think that she's a lot of fun to watch. But a lot of the film is just wasted time on characters nobody gives a shit about. I didn't care about
Well, I mean, they would
anybody
if
in
they
that film.
actually were doing the characters. I mean, to me, I've been reminding people who have been asking me about the movie. I said, you got to remember, going off on this tangent of Harley Quinn, you got to remember that she and David Ayer were two peas in a pod and were very keen on working together after Suicide Squad. Now, this is still after the movies made all this money, surprised a bunch of people in the industry, and she and David Ayer were going to be working on a Harley Quinn movie, which eventually I think became Gotham City Sirens. And because of all of the stuff going on with Warner Brothers, the sale to AT&T, plus some other internal stuff, some of it kind of dumb stuff, things got to a point to where David Ayer had to leave, and everything just continued to morph.
It's
And I
just,
think
it's just, it's more filling in the pie that we keep talking about.
Yeah.
Now, before ending the episode, I want to mention again something I brought up on my page, because I'm friends with the guys over at Bounding into Comics, and I know quite a few people over there, and really good people. But I was kind of annoyed that they didn't give credit where credit was due, because they broke that story about Donald Glover's Lando return, the Solo spinoff, and all that. Mm-hmm. And it's like Mikey Sutton once again broke that story last November of last year, and they're like just talking about it now, and it's like, come on, guys, Mikey Sutton is a really good scoop guy. He really is. That's why you and I subscribe to him. And we need to really give credit to people when they're the ones who did it. So, hey, Mikey, I hope you're watching the episode. Thanks a lot. And we're always watching you, dude. You've got some great stuff on your page. Anyway, you got anything else you want to add to it, buddy?
You know what? As far as Mikey Sutton's concerned, you are aces in my book. I learn stuff every single time I go to your page. Any other additional stuff, just make sure you catch not just Mikey Sutton, but make sure you just catch everybody. Catch Doomcock, catch Nerdrotic, catch Geeks and Gamers. JP just got back on to Egotastic Fun Time and recorded a live reviews.
Episode. And, of course, Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers, and John Talks is another good one. Star Wars Girl, mm-hmm. I love her stuff. And then, of course, our buddy...
Observations with Robert Meyer Burnett.
Yeah, Robert Meyer Burnett. And last but not least, my buddy John over at Entertainment Hacker.
Cool.
Always giving him a shout out because he's always giving us a shout out. And in fact, I kind of was talking to him when they did their live thing yesterday, just talking in the chat. So, but anyway, and that's it for the episode.
Actually, one more Midnight's Edge.
What's that?
Midnight's Edge. I didn't mention Midnight's Edge.
God, yeah.
You guys completely rock.
Yeah,
if you're not watching and following Midnight's Edge on YouTube, do it. You will be all the better for it.
Yep. I mean, from their educational videos to just their opinion pieces, it's good stuff.
I'm telling you, time is on their side. These guys know what they're doing, and all the stuff, along with when you mix it with what Doomcock has been saying, I'm telling you, this is not just ending with Lucasfilm. The time for Star Trek and the time for Secret Hideout to get out is coming soon. So,
Alex Kurtzman, get out of here. All right, guys, that's it. That's Keith.
That's Gerry.
And we're out of here.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Remember, you can find us at Pop Culture Minefield on both Facebook and Instagram. Thank you again.
Y'all come back now.